Infantry is dominating the battlefield right now. What is true is true. Obviously, everybody know that in Call of Dragons that infantry these days is something crazy machine, and if you don't have infantry, most likely you're not going to win the KVK. I'm just gonna throw it right there. You're not going to do it. But what if I told you that Bertrand and Tohar is performing way better from Liliya Velyn, the OG Liliya Velyn, something that, I was expecting Liliya Velyn to be always on the top of the food chain, but boy oh boy, actually Bertrand Tohar is what is making the change. Now, I make a what to fight, I'm going to also show you reports and stuff like this. So I'm going to just start to actually test Bertrand Tohar. Well, the test actually come more natural. It was not something that I was thinking to do. Just there was just part from my legions, and I'm going to directly jump over some of the reports I have. Currently, this is not the best looking reports, but I'm going to scroll down because right now you're going to see that Bertrand Tocher is close to the same like Liliya Valiant, but at the end of the day, I try to catch as many mages as I can. And believe it or not, back in the days when everything was dominated by mages, right now is dominated by infantry. Mages are trying to survive. You're trying to survive with your mages from this blink infantry, and in same time it's so hard to catch the enemy mages and marksmen. It's just a wild day. So I'm going to share with you some of the reports that I get. Now, obviously, this Bertrand Tocher, like 2 to 1. Here we have like 3 to 1 in direction of Liliya. But then you're going to see there is just so many infantry. But from time to time, I actually catch, for example, move Velyn. Here we have Bertrand Tocher. This is more like mages and marksmen, It's not that many infantry, and this is giving, some edge of Liliya or with and Velyn with the AoE damage they're doing. But this is same for look at this thing. Yeah, here is way more damage. Here is against infantry, but yeah, this is just an one report before I actually go to reinforce my legion. But if I scroll down, you're going to see now if I don't get catch it, here is like close to 2 to 1, and point of Liliya here I actually get catch it, so I'm not going to count this. Yo, if you get catch it with blink infantry, is pain, and after this you have to go home and actually heal these units. Here I have other reports between Bertrand and Tohar and Liliya Velyn. So far the fight is between Bertrand Tohar and Liliya Velyn, maybe because they're awakened heroes and they're 6-star. Rest of the heroes is not awakened, and okay, maybe the Thaleia is awakened in 6-star, but Thunderlin is still trying to do whatever she can, but yeah, I get catch it here. So here is like close to 2 to 1. Here is like 2.1 to 1, which is good. Again, a lot of AoE damage, but of point of getting infantry killed, you're going to see that okay, this is again marksmen, this is infantry. Now I tested against so many infantry right now because I'm fighting the whole day, so the back in the days reports are also gone. But Bertrand and Tohar, from point of this, that the infantry is no longer stuck together. Look at the infantry. If you hit this infantry here, you may do splash damage to this one, but if you hit this one, you're not going to do splash damage. I start seeing not a single person running 5 infantry legions, so you have the opportunity to do the some splash damage, because when you moving 5 infantry, most likely they're going to move in some direction. You're not going to move every single infantry. But I start seeing a single players having one good infantry legion moving around the map. And since they are a solo player, I mean by solo I mean they're using single infantry legion, you can it's extremely hard to get tier 3 enemy infantry legions on one place. That's why I think, it's not like this. This is like one dude with five infantry. He's doing like two blinks and the other three infantry here. There are not many like this one. Most of them are just with a single infantry right here. You just, when you click over the legions, you're going to see it's just Goresh and Goresh and Goresh and Goresh. One person cannot have more from one Goresh. So you clearly see that the culture of the alliance starts changing this direction, where just the players are start using more infantry, which is completely fine. I'm all for it. And yeah, and this is my personal story from point of testing the AoE damage dealers. We everybody know the AoE damage dealers was on the top of the food chain, but these days it's just more hard to actually catch the enemy mage marksman bow. And when you start hitting on the enemy mage marksman bow, you for sure are doing some AoE damage there. But if there is a multiple infantry spread it across the front line, and from time to time some infantry blink behind you, and you can get catch it, you can get stuck it there, and the enemy marksmen and mages to kill. It's just crazy. So we start getting pushed actually from a single target, and maybe this is right now the era of marksmen. When if this is an era of infantry, I'm expecting to start see the era of marksmen, because marksmen is the most easy way to beat infantry. Mages, they're counter infantry, but with their weak normal attack, which is on place number 3, just little more from the infantry. Okay, if you run Celestials, it's little more different, but still. And the rage damage and the latest heroes that are more like single target, generation 2 Bertrand Tohar single target, generation 3 Thaleia single target. Not many AoE damage right there. And actually the real shock come when I saw the reports, guys. I actually show you, because I start noticing that better to use Bertrand Tohar, and want to point something about Bertrand Tohar. It's also about the pets. I mean, I'm not going to go that much in deep, but this one, look at this pet. This is complete trash pet. Look at the Liliya pet. At least there is something here, like 2 stars. Hopefully soon it's going to become a 3-star. I'm start working slowly, one by one the pets, just to get better benefits. Need to have one strong pet, not like 3 or 4 average one or below the average. So far, I have been seeing Bertrand quietly dominating over the Liliya, and the main reason is Tohar. Tohar is a crazy hero. Back in the days, guys, keep in mind that something I really notice is, when people are thinking one hero is going to be weak, it end up to be very strong. Everybody was thinking Tohar is complete trash. Even at one point, I was also thinking, but Tohar is crazy. 30% hero skill damage and 35% keen. And also Gore's Kobo. Nobody was believing this hero is going to do something, and they end up to be the best legion in Call of Dragons. So yeah, so far Bertrand is dominating over Liliya from point of hitting infantry. Even though Velyn is providing 10% passive critical rate over the hero skills, and also they have focus, getting this extra 10% chance to get 10% critical. So if they hit like 20% critical, yeah, it's something very good, especially for AoE spells. But at the end of the day, this is, it's hard to catch somebody alone. And what if I told you there is another mage I even barely touched it, and now I'm thinking she might deserve a real test. And in the previous legion that I was created, just this is a one tip or something like an extra suggestion, because I'm speaking about Bertrand Tohar, which is a single target. But Thaleia is also a single target, and if you see her, the first spell is coming with even more damage from Bertrand. Bertrand is 1.3k, even though that you see is 1.5, but because it's awakened. So 1.3, 1.5 is Tohar, basically hitting 3 times by 500. But yeah, Thaleia start actually catching my eyes, so I actually start testing her. Now she's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie, look at her. This is her. I use Breath of Gigantis because this is just a support, something to do there and support with this defense break. And the pet is not something, wow, look at the pet, it's basically having like 3 skills. Yeah, this one is level 2, but you know, it's just 3 skills that is not even mage related. And I use her with Moo. Now I was thinking about Thunderlin with Moo, but so far I still test Thunderlin with Thea. And Moo is not something crazy. You can see her is like 5332. I want to make this 5 because it's very nice one. Also the awakening is also very good of Muxiang. So I think there maybe should be some work in this direction. I also want to level up Bahorn. After right now we are expecting infantry, but after this we're expecting the mages, generation 4 mages. So we're going to see how the things will go, guys. We're going to see how the things will go. But so far from the test I make, Bertrand Tohar is killing the infantry. They're monsters. They're eating infantry alive. On the other side, if there is a mage's marksman and you have the opportunity to actually catch them and directly fire in their direction, not have some infantry to block you or to think always how to not get catched by link infantry. I think Liliya Velyn is still very good and dominating in this direction. But so far for infantry, since I'm making this video because I see top alliances start using more and more infantry. Now this is a trend that the rest of the leaders, most of them don't even think why the top alliances are doing that. They just put a rules that is copy, something like a copy of the mechanics of the top alliances. So yeah, soon I'm expecting more and more fights to get more and more infantry involved. So Bertrand Tohar, I think he's having absolutely great future, and the reports actually surprised me. The reports actually surprised me. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit one like, subscribe, become a member if you want to support my work and my channel. Wish you a great day, and see you in the next video.